constructing the surface development of a squared based prism. There are many instances when we're drawing, we see that our paper becomes dirty, and there are several reasons for that. We fail to clean our instruments, we don't provide the adequate maintenance, and we just leave it at that. We need to periodically clean our instruments. The other thing is that sometimes when we're drawing, we are in a position where it is hot and then we're sweating, so sometimes we tend to mess up the paper in several different ways. One of the things that you can do at home and you will see that it is workable is for you to use the baby powder. The traditional white baby powder is what we use to spread. You can spread a little bit. I'm not asking for a lot. You can spread a bit onto the surface, and then that would allow the ease or a smooth movement of your drawing instruments. And of course, your palm of your hands, then it would be a bit slippery at first, but then you will get used to it, in that it would facilitate the movement of the instruments on the surface, and then you would see that at the end it's going to produce a very clean set of drawing. So right now, the construction again is of a square based prism. So we need to start off, and this one would be a truncated one. We need to start off with a square. So I will draw the square here. The base 30 millimeters. Okay, 30 millimeters for the square. I'll use the end 30. I'm using my 45-degree set square, and you will see that it will facilitate the construction of the square. Okay, there we go. So there we have the square. Then I need to draw now the 5 millimeters for the labeling, and I must include the 10 millimeter for the front elevation. So that is 10, and that is the figure. So I can move on to darkening the plan. And as you have been noticing, I only use sometimes I use one pencil for everything. You can do the same. It's just the technique that is behind it when you are drafting, but so that you see that it can produce good drawings, then I would definitely change the alternate the use of pencils, no? And then these are for convenient purposes. So I'll move on to setting off the height, but first I need to set off and draw the verticals. The height for this is 60. It's a big one. Let's stick with the 60. So 60. However, it states that I need to cut off a portion from here at 30. So this is the front, so we consider this height, and then from this point we set off and draw the 30-degree angle. So we know this is 30, so this is square. I can draw that 30 degree. Okay, then I know exactly the portions, an exact view of the front elevation, so I can draw and darken the the angle and the base. I will then move on to setting up 5mm. Just for convenient purpose, I'll set off and use different pencils. Okay, so I can label now. This is point A. C. This one is AB. BC. I'll set it here at the corner. Okay. The angle for the obtaining the true shape of this cutting plane here, or sorry, this cutting section, given that this is 30 degrees, then I need to establish that at an angle of 60 degrees. Okay, don't get confused. We cannot use 30 and 30. It needs to be perpendicular or 90 degrees to the angle that has been cut out. Okay, and I saw some drawings that were having different angles. The distance can vary depending on the space that you have, and also the importance of having, as I requested, having you to draw first. You practice, and then after practicing, then you were to try and transfer that drawing onto paper so that you can submit for grading. Some are submitting the same drawing, but you need to try first and then you submit. Okay, so the top, we get the dimensions from away from X and Y. So X, Y, I will get A. And then I'm seeing that the same distance from X and Y, given it's a square, to B, then I can use that same distance. So I'll set off here. I know that as a point, and I can square. Then I need to set off again D to X and Y to D. It's equidistant again with C. That's the same distance. So this is what I can use here. Okay. And there we go, we have our figure. Let me darken. And then we have X and Y. Distance. And this becomes the true shape of the top. So now for the development, I need to project these across. All of these points, I need to project them across. A and B, and this bottom. I'll start off here with a vertical. So I know that the distance here is dependent upon the perimeter of the square. So I can opt to set off AB 4 times. So that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and one more, that would be 4. Or you can multiply, you can calculate mathematically, and then you set off that distance. That's another alternative that you have. So at the moment, I am not going to darken, but I will simply use construction lines so that I know exactly what it would look like at first. Okay, so there we have. Given that let's do the bottom first and then we do the top. But before we get into that, we need to start. Okay, I have the dimension here. This one. Okay. I will set up for I project that is our guidelines. I'm just projecting at the moment. I don't know the points as yet. The only ones that I'm sure of at the moment would be X and Y projection. So I know this point is A, this is B, this is C, and back to A. That's the only one I know. Here we would have to follow this projection. Alright, this cutting up. So that is A. Then from A it goes to B to the top. So A, I know this is B, and I need to find where B is here to the top. These meet here, so B is to the top. Okay, then it travels horizontally across. B goes horizontally across to C. Okay, so they would be C. So that means that B and A will be somewhere here to the top, which I don't know as yet. I need to use this dimension. Okay, but let's finish up. Let's see the position of D. D is here, so I go up, but D is located here below AD. So I need to follow this line. So I've noticed that this is D. Okay, so D is no longer here, but it's below. So it means that there should be a projection here somewhere. Then A is here below, and then I can find where A is here. So I go across and I meet. So this is point A. Okay, so what I do next is I want to join. I will not darken as yet. I will join A to D, A to B, so B to C, and then C to D. Okay, so A, B, B to C goes horizontal, C to D inclined, back to A. But what I know, the characteristics of a square is that given that this is CD, it's 90 to A and 90 to B. So I can do that. So I want to find out this angle, and I know that this angle is 30 degrees, right? So it means that, let's find out and see. Okay, this is 30, and this angle as well is 30. So it means that here I should have a 90. So I go ahead and I use my t-square, and I set my set square like this. I know that this would be 60 degrees, and then from here I extend the line. I project, and here I project 90 degree and extend, because I know that C to D is the same distance here, C to D, okay, which is this, and we can cross check C to D, and that is C to D. See, that's the same distance, so there is no problem. So what I need now is B to A, which is this height, and this height is the same, so that is what I need to get from here. Okay, again, if you're a bit confused, you can pause the video and then you can watch over again. So this is the height that I want, and this is what I project at C, the height, and that's what I project at D. Okay, then this becomes, and this is at an angle of 30 degrees, and that's the figure. So I can now move on to darkening, because I know now what I should darken. This is darkened, broken, 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 and darken. We darken the bottom, we darken up because we see C and D, so that's the point. C, and then C to D is broken. I still need to do the bottom, I forgot to do that one. But let me finish off with the top, then I do the bottom. The horizontals here would be B to C and D to A. Angles A to D, 30 degree. Darken, and this is broken. Okay, so I need to get here. Sorry. I'll just project here vertical. There's my ruler here. This is 30. I'll get A to D. Okay, and C to D is the same. So let's scribe to the top. 5 mm. Okay, so there we have the surface development of a square based prism. Okay, thank you for following.